So before digging into the key themes that emerged from this year's survey, I thought I'd take a moment to consider and examine just how things have evolved over the 5 years now that we've been doing this survey. So quick look back. So our survey started in 2021, and not surprisingly, the focus then was really around issues surrounding the post-pandemic workforce, and workplace. DEI also emerged as a key priority in 21 in the wake of George Floyd's murder and increased attention to DEI initiatives within organizations. While these two themes certainly dominated the results that year, other lesser priorities included talent management, transformation, as well as culture. In 2022, talent management jumped to the top of the list as companies struggled to attract and retain talent in the midst of a very dynamic labor market and the Great Resignation. Leadership development also rose up in the rankings in 22 as companies started bringing back some of their leadership development programs and sought to equip their leaders with new skills and capabilities to manage a very kind of different working environment. In addition, we saw continued focus on hybrid environment, rolling out hybrid work models and refining those models over time, and increased focus on employee activism, as well as some of the talent challenges that just mentioned really kind of focused attention on the employee experience in 2022. DEI kind of dropped down a bit on the list, but still showed up in the top 5 in 2022. So moving on to 23, talent management retained its top billing as companies continued to focus on attracting and retaining talent, but also shifted more attention into talent development and capability building. Employee experience moved up even higher on the list in 23 as companies sought to enhance their employee value proposition in part to support and align with some of these talent management efforts. Transformation reappeared in the top 5 in 23 as organizations continued to evolve their HR operating models, their company culture, as well as their hybrid work models. Appearing for the first time in our survey in 23 was total rewards, which attracted increased attention as we were experiencing increased inflation, and also concerns were emerging around potential recession or economic slowdown. Finally, leadership development and succession plan rounded out the top 5, falling a bit from 22, but still remaining a key area of focus. Last year, we saw transformation and evolution kind of leapfrog up to the top spot in our survey as companies sought to further evolve their HR operating model and respond to the steady flow of disruptions and challenges that they're facing. Talent management remained hot, particularly as companies sought to upskill and reskill their workforce in line with some of this transformation. We also saw an increased focus on technology, in particular AI, but also a kind of number of different technologies as companies were deploying technology to support some of these transformation and talent efforts. Finally, we saw employee experience and leadership development round out the top 5. So again, as I alluded to earlier, our top 5 this year is the same as last year, but again, in somewhat different order. So this year, transformation and talent management continue to be the number 1 and number 2 themes, respectively. Not really surprising, given that companies are continuing to drive transformation in their HR functions, their organizations, as well as their businesses. And are also making changes to their talent strategies to really align with and support this ongoing transformation. Leadership development and succession planning jumped up to number 3 on this year's list as companies look to develop a new cadre of leaders while also building new capabilities among their existing leaders. Employee experience stayed in that number 4 slot this year as companies focus on strengthening engagement and creating a superior experience for all of their employee segments. And rounding out this year's list is AI adoption. As I just mentioned, in prior years, we labeled this technology because respondents often reference a number of different types of technology or just spoke about kind of digital strategy more broadly. But this year, it was very clear from the responses that the focus is squarely on AI adoption, both within HR, but also within the organization and companies more broadly. This was also a place where I'll note that we had to exercise some judgment because AI was frequently referenced in a number of other responses. For example, many of the respondents, when talking about transformation, noted that their transformation efforts are really being driven by AI adoption and how that's transforming work and structures within their organization. So in some cases, we had to make a decision about whether a particular comment or issue fit more under one theme or another. So this AI adoption reference here is number 5 is really when respondents specifically talked about adopting AI within HR or within the organization more broadly and didn't reference other issues like talent or transformation. So in short, it's probably somewhat underweighted in the sense that it really did cut across a lot of these different themes this year.